STAKK Nation.
Champions.
Welcome back to the channel.
Let's do it.
This video we're actually about to watch right now, I've not seen this video before. So it'll be very interesting. You'll be getting fresh take here. You know what I mean? After all. Don't you want to know what comes out of my mind before I go and refine it? This is your opportunity to cancel me.
Better than Fox News and CNN that just tells you.
Exactly. You know? Anyway, so who is this guy? This guy looks like somebody I know. It's not Farrakhan, is it?
Matthew J. Perry is one of the old school making it happen for the black folks.
So he says, did you know in South Carolina, you didn't have to pass the bar to practice law until black Americans started graduating from law schools? Ain't that some shit? Sounds like some areas of life that we have been in. Why do these people think that when black Americans start passing the, start crossing the bar, it's time for you guys to put some barriers in the way,
This is part of what decentralization fixes too, by the way.
Yes.
You don't have to know if I'm black or whatever, man.
Exactly.
Transaction is going forward.
The transaction is going forward. The certification is there, and the certification can be attached to a digital ID, can be attached to a private key, can be attached to something that is not attached to your race, your address, or your location. But we still know that you're a legitimate individual.
Tell them education.
Changing
education.
The beauty of blockchain.
I tell you, man.
You know, one thing that I have noticed is that a lot of the Bitcoin maxis, especially the ones that will tell people not to look at any other thing that is blockchain. It is interesting that they are of a certain descent.
Ooh.
Yes.
Punch in the face.
If you know, you know. If you
Now
know,
you know.
you know. If you know, you know. Okay? Because
If you don't know,
listen,
now you know.
you can ask anyone of African descent in this blockchain space or crypto space or Bitcoin space itself, if you want to go that way, and they will tell you that if it is left to some of these hooligans in this space, all of us should have to pay a fee at the door before we even look at the word Bitcoin.
You want to tell them about that X space? The fact that we showed up and they didn't want us in the space?
Oh, no, it's okay. Forget those people, man. Their mothers are sidewalkers. Anyway, we'll press on here. Let's hear what this old gentleman has to say.
And up until this time, South Carolina had a practice by which, it was known as the diploma privilege. If you had graduated from a law school in South Carolina, you didn't have to take the state bar examination. You were admitted under what became popularly known as the diploma privilege. Now, when the law school at South Carolina State was created, the officials decided, well, look, we've got to do something about this diploma privilege, and so they persuaded the legislature to enact a law requiring the passing of the bar examination by all law school graduates. And so I tell young people, anybody who has graduated since 1951, that if you had to take the bar examination, you can, of course, blame me.
What is this man saying?
A lot.
Is this man saying that he's the one who went and told his people to put in the bar exam?
Because he graduated. Remember 1951? We didn't have those privileges back then.
Wait, so after he graduated,
yeah,
then he went and...
Oh, no, like, we can't be letting black people be lawyers now.
Was that his perception? Was that his approach to it? Or
No, because what happened was, when you had the first black graduate out of law school, 1951, that's like 70 years ago. People are still alive today.
Yeah, it's ancient time.
Because you have that ancient time, that's like your uncle.
Yeah.
The fact that he graduated would now became an issue. So we have to now put another barrier. Like, you could not get education in the first place. Now you could. Oh, wait a second, they're smart enough to become lawyers? Oh, we got to take that graduation privilege out. Now we got to add another layer. You got to take a bar exam.
And he helped to make that happen?
No, because of him. Now we have to take bar exam.
They had to take the bar exam.
Yeah. Set another bar. set another barrier.
Another hope for people to
But
join.
guess what else he said? Somebody influenced legislator
Yeah.
to say, let's create a bar exam. That's another division.
Yeah.
That once you have the power and the authority and the funds, you can influence government to do things to protect.
Yeah, that's what they call lobbying these days, right?
Yep.
I think we all saw it with Sam Bankman-Fried. Before they recognized that this money was all scam money, he was buying all of these politicians.
Yep.
In fact, even after he's been convicted of straight crime,
Drop charges.
you see that the money is still working in his favor,
Yep.
right? Because they're rolling these things back now because those people have taken this money from him and they don't want to give it back. They know that, probably some of them have used it to spend it and they cannot afford to pay it back. But everyone knows that if you start giving the money back, it's also a shame. It is interesting, the dynamics of money and corruption. Okay,
Boom.
because it's a bad thing to give people their money back. I know that. It is definitely a bad thing to give people. I'll tell you, if I was a billionaire, right, and I know that most things on earth I can pay for, and I can pay to get anything that I want, then if I paid you to get something that I want, and then somehow you come back to give me my money back, I'll not be happy about it. Because this will mean that my money is not working as it should. It's just the way it is, This is why I think you see Sam Bankman-Fried is getting away with what he's getting away with. They want to call it lobbying, right? We can get, once this Bitcoin is ripping to the moon and people are making massive amounts of money, I think you would see that people like Michael Saylor and others like him would be able to lobby the appropriate
But should
politicians.
Should they do that though?
They should. They absolutely should.
Because the banks are already doing that. That is why we have all this pushback with regulations and all that madness.
Yeah, because if they do not do it, then how do you expect to fight the people who are doing it?
I have a solution to that.
What is the solution?
So Bitwise just played I don't know why they did it. They just released their public address. Right? Not their private keys. You should never do that.
Yeah.
Their public Bitcoin address.
Yeah.
Now imagine, as the public servants, I'll repeat, public servants, as the federal government, you release your public address. If anything goes into that public address or goes out of it, making the government accountable, we would know. So now, if a company or somebody decides to lobby the government, we will know what money they sent them and why they sent them that money, and the public get to ask that question. I think that's the solution to this problem.
Well, I think that is that problem there. Absolutely, having the public address and all that stuff.
Right now, we don't know why the government is spending money. Money just disappears, and lobbyists are doing all this magic.
Yes, we do not see that right now.
And influencing our policies and our regulations. It's mad.
That is a solid solution. I do think that's a solid solution. If you look on, let's see, if you look on BitInfo charts, right? This is an example of how this can be implemented even further, as you were describing there, Double O. You will see that, like, let's say BitMEX here, they have a core wallet, they have their address labeled to it, and you can see how much Bitcoins they have as an exchange. So back when there was a whole thing going on with the audits of all the exchanges, and trying to audit Binance, and
to see if they actually have the Bitcoin.
Yeah, and trying to see if Binance had the Bitcoin and everything. Well, why did these people not just come here and clearly see that you can see all the Bitcoins that Binance has?
I have an answer for that, and this goes straight to Elizabeth Warren, right? Yeah. Bitcoin is being used for scam. All right, if that's the case, show us the wallet that is being used for scam. If you know the person that is being scamming, literally, all the addresses are out there. The public addresses are out there. You can see the funds moving back and forth. Tell me which one or who is doing the scamming.
You sure can. You sure can. And again, engage in some of these conversations, some of these topics, people would like to look at this thing and go, well, you guys are just conspiracy theorists. This is not going to happen. Or like the guy that I showed him how you can clearly borrow against your own Bitcoin, and showed him how you can set up a retirement or a what would you say when you pass on and your assets move on
Yep.
to your generation, an inheritance plan.
Yep.
Showed him how you can set up an
Your
inheritance
will,
plan.
your trusts.
Right? Showed it to him right in his face, and this man said to me, "But that's going to be in the future. It's not now."
Yeah, people
It's not
don't believe
working
that Bitcoin is being used right now.
Yeah.
We're about to show you guys
Some
that
things are
it's
too
is
good
real.
to be true. Some things are too good to be true, it seems, right? If we look at this here, we will see that if you look, let's say, for example, is that Binance that I'm
Yeah,
holding?
Binance Code Wallet,
If you see Binance there, you see that how much do these people
$670 million in Bitcoin.
have? Okay. Then you see another Binance. I think they have another one.
Binance Code Wallet, you just passed it under Bybit, number 19.
Number 19 there.
Yep.
All right. You see that they have
$1
another
billion.
$1 billion there. They have another one again.
And it tells you the
Somewhere
first
up
date
there.
it was created and it's on the last update on it.
Exactly.
Like-
Look at that again.
Yep.
That's $2 billion there for Binance. isn't it?
Yep.
Yet, these people were on the news going, "Oh, we need to audit Binance. We don't know if they have enough Bitcoin to back their assets that they're talking about, and so on and so forth." This is the most solid asset on earth. These people, I mean,
Most transparent asset
Jesus
on earth.
Christ, man.
Tell me if you can do this for gold.
Nah, you cannot do this for gold now. You cannot do this for gold. That would be, yeah. I mean, I think this is this Satoshi's wallet. I think one of the biggest ones is that's Binance. That's Binance as well.
Yep.
Okay.
$10 billion.
So it is interesting. I gotta find Satoshi's wallet again. Satoshi's wallet is listed on one of these websites.
Yep. And it's been dormant for since 2000,
from the beginning.
2009.
From the beginning, yeah, it's just been there. Well, is there anything else
That's
on
it.
this one, or we should
That's
push on
that's
with
the
it?
message, guys.
Okay.
That's the message, right? Transparency is here, but we know that the system in play right now is designed to keep a few people in
Yeah.
and to keep a lot of people out. And that is why the big fight that we have is they do not want you in the system. They don't want you to see the game. They want to keep it to themselves. And that is why they're pushing back.
I'll ask this though: if there is no bar exam or no certification to show as evidence, how would you know that someone is who they say they are? Say if a doctor or even a lawyer rose up and they're like, "Hey, I'm a doctor. I'm going to help you with this, or I'm a lawyer. I can back you in court."
Yeah, but
How would you verify those things?
you graduated from a school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, the doctor one, that's another old history behind that. So here's the reality. To be able to provide a service, you must have some kind of accreditation, especially when it comes to legal and medical.
Yeah.
But what happens though is that there comes a point where someone with authority and power and money sees a way to centralize it and keep the money to themselves alone as everybody else tries to come into their system. Same thing with the medical field. You could, if you had this know-how and you could heal people back in the day, you could just be that doctor that healed people.
Yeah.
But then the Rockefellers got in the game and said, hey, you must go to this medical school, get this license, get this certification before you can become a doctor. So right now you don't even know this. Medicine doesn't heal people. It's just meant to keep certain people richer.
Yeah. Even better, I think if you're trying to become a doctor, I think after after high school, really, you should be able to just go straight
to
into
med
medical school.
Yeah.
Because most of community college, or most of the first 2 years of college, is to just bolster the stuff that you were bullshitting about going in high school, and then also just to strengthen your reading comprehension, as well as your writing skills. After that, I think you should be able to go straight into medical school versus this system where you have to do this 4 years of this college with massive loans before you go into medical school.
Get the college system richer
Exactly.
before you now go and get into bigger
Before you
debt.
go into the medical school situation.
Remember, there was that lawyer in Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
never went to law school, but this guy was winning cases like mad.
Absolutely. There's skill.
And he educated himself online.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how that works?
So it just goes to say, and I think Elon Musk is getting somewhere. It's like, you don't have to actually have a college education to be an employee.
You don't.
Just know how to time block and get the work done.
You
or
do not.
self-educate.
Yeah, you do not need to. I think that's the best approach to this thing is the apprenticeship. You cannot beat that. That's a great way to verify that someone is capable of something. So let's say you want to be a lawyer. You go to school, right? You go to high school. You come out of high school, and then you go straight into law school, right? I mean, listen, people spend ages struggling to pass this bar exam. I would argue that if people out of high school in that young age range study for the bar exam, let's say we take 10 of them just out of high school studying for the bar exam, and you take 10 people who have gone through college and then wasted some other extra time and now in their 30s, right? Because most people are probably taking the bar exam, they're like 20, maybe 29, 30, somewhere around there. I can almost guarantee you that bar exam will be significantly easier for the high school kids. They will retain that information way more than this is just natural growth, right?
The brain is still young.
Your
and
brain
fresh.
is young and fresh. You're most potent when you are younger. As you get older, your brain does not want to keep studying things. Your brain now forgets things more. It's just a different mode of operation. Okay, this is why if you're going back to school in your 30s and 40s, you're going to have a harder time than the younger people who were in there, and you're like, oh my God, you're so smart, you're just getting everything. Yes, of course they're getting everything because your mind is still a sponge. You're just soaking in all the information. I don't know what other better time you should be maximizing your potential towards the things that you want than when your brain is still in that zone of just soaking in information. I remember things from when I was much younger than things that I have interacted with recently. It's incredible. So it seems to me that at that point, you should go straight into that school, whether it's medical or law, and then from there, work as an apprentice, right? And then your credibility for when you're on your own is you can reference, hey, I work with this lawyer and I work with that lawyer. So before I hire you, I'll call that lawyer and the other lawyer and say, did you know this guy? Did you work with him? How was it? If they can vouch for you, more than likely it's good enough. They say word of mouth is extremely powerful, right? That is because people are speaking from experience in working with you. Even to this day, with doctors who have certifications and everything, some people will still not go to them. They'll go to someone that has been referenced. That is the reference, right? So you can see then that the reference is more powerful than the certification.
And I'll add to this.
But if you disagree,
I would like to add to that, by the way.
Yeah.
If you notice people that understand Bitcoin or understand blockchains, those are people that have self-educated themselves.
Yeah. There's kind of no two ways around that one.
You're not just going through the standard out of the box, go to school and just only follow what the economic students.
Absolutely. However, I will point this out. You remember how I was saying that when you're younger, your brain is
Spongy.
It's punchy. You have that ability to bring back that punchiness to your brain. It will not last forever, but it will put you in a very punchy place, which will actually last for a very long time. If you force yourself to understand Bitcoin, the punchiness will come back. I guarantee you.
Especially given the fact that you've experienced life in so many ways.
Exactly.
It's just that connecting. Man, it fixes that. Just like Bitcoin will fix the issue with education.
Exactly. Because now you start rethinking things. And when you start rethinking and reimagining, your brain starts working in a different way. It's a beautiful thing. Well, listen, I'm sure there's more barriers or hoops to jump through coming our way.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure the SEC has a few that they want to send out. The IRS probably has a few as well.
Oh, yeah, they're coming with the Mangok sale now.
Oh, they're coming out Mangox?
Oh, they're about to start selling it. They finally said they want to sell.
Oh, yes.
Why
sell
now?
Sell it. I dare you guys to sell it.
I'll buy some.
I dare you guys to sell it. You guys will not do it. I'm calling your bluff. It's bullshit. You guys said you were going to sell it like almost 4 years ago. You did not sell it. You are not about to sell it now. I am calling. Which one is it? Who's holding it? IRS or whichever government entity?
DOJ, I think. It's with the DOJ.
We call your bluff, folks. We dare you to sell it. The only way to sell it is to hand it over to BlackRock, OTC type, or any of these wealthy people that owe them money.
Again, that's
that they owe money to.
That's that invisible handshake.
Yeah, exactly. The invisible handshake. Like imagine, like if Warren Buffett was like, "Hey, I missed this thing a long time ago. But remember, last time I borrowed you guys a bunch of money, so I need you guys to send me some of those bitcoins, or earmark some of those bitcoins for me. We'll just leave it there so that it does not bother the people. It will be done.
It's like JP Morgan talking crap about Bitcoin, but we know that his companies are buying Bitcoin.
Exactly. Which, I mean, if you think about it too, it's like that is their strategy, right? A lot of times they always come out and speak negatively about the things that they're buying to push the price down while they're buying. So who can you trust? You cannot even trust the certified financial advisors with extra certifications on their certifications just to confirm that they are certified.
Because they're certified to lie to you.
Yeah. Okay.
I take your money and then drive yachts, private jets.
And that's some crazy ass shit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the system that our finances is trapped in. Enslaved, if you want to call it that. But that is why we are here. To discuss this topic with everyone, get your minds thinking differently again as we adopt this financial system of total inclusion. Global inclusion.
Total inclusion. I love that word.
Right? In there. We'll save that one so we can continue using it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to subscribe to the channel, STAKK. We're also on Spotify as STAKK, and of course on X as STAKKFin. Anything else to add, Double O?
Double O?
We are this piece, folks.